What's up, movie nerds? It's your girl, CC, and let's get candid about Relay. Thanks to a screen unseen, I got to see a movie that probably isn't gonna come to any theaters near me.
Well, now I'm sad.
And seriously, it really sucks that movies like this don't get to see the light of day in smaller towns, because I definitely recommend watching this movie. It was a thriller that made you think and surprised you with the use of a device that not many people would know exist: the Relay service for the deaf.
What is that?
It's a hearing-assisted device for the deaf.
Also, talk about a cool and crafty spy-like character, as well as a plot point I don't think I've seen before: whistleblowers with regret that need help. Not to mention it had a pretty satisfying ending. So all that together, this was a very good movie. I will say that there were a couple of points that only happened because the story needed a little bit more conflict, but I honestly enjoyed this movie, especially since it's probably not something I would have seen if it wasn't for the screen unseen.
I'm lucky.
Also, and this is a side note, but I'm very glad that I saw this movie before I saw trailers for it. I think the trailers kind of gave some stuff away, and that's kind of too bad. But that's just my initial review of the movie. Keep on watching to see the full review and whether or not you want to give this movie a shot. There will be spoilers in the reasons for the rating.
You have been warned.
And let's get this party started.
I mean, really, let's do this, mother.
First up is acting, which I give an 8 out of 10. The acting was on par for everyone. I mean, they really sold this movie. To be frank, a lot of it would have been very boring if it wasn't for such good performances. Because this was a suspense movie. It wasn't really an action movie. So the fact that these actors made this movie very interesting to watch proves that they acted correctly. Plus, the lead actor definitely lives up to his name. Riz Ahmed? Riz indeed. Also, I looked him up later, and he was the prince from the Phoenician Scheme. I mean, I just watched that movie like a month ago, and I didn't even correlate the two. He was such a completely different person in that movie than he is here, so this guy's got range.
Did I mention I'm a serious actor?
Next is a story and script, which I also give an 8 out of 10. Alright, get ready for a think fest and being awed by this man's work ethic in the beginning, and then about 30 minutes of intense, oh no, is this going to turn out okay? During the end.
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
I would not call this movie boring, but to be clear, this is not an action movie. This is suspense. It's just a man being amazing at his spy-like job until right at the end when he trips up because he catches feelings. I'd say it's like a lower intensity Bourne Identity. Instead of action like Bourne, it specializes in suspense through the awesome twists and turns of the movie and also the innovative and neat usage of the relay service. There were a couple of points during this movie where the main character was unlike himself, acting in a way that I don't believe was genuine to the character.
This is not up to code.
But I suppose for a little bit more conflict, which yes, the story did need, the slight shift needed to happen. And you know, people make mistakes, so it's not that far-fetched. I can totally appreciate that. And I appreciate the movie as a whole, especially since the ending, again, was very satisfying. All in all, I liked the story.
No, it's perfect.
Next are the details, which I give a 10 out of 10. I really do think that this movie deserves a 10 for the details. First off, I don't recall seeing any continuity errors or anything out of place, and all of the sets, props, and costumes were on point as well.
Impressive!
My awe for the details, though, comes from the relay service and all the little things that the characters did that just made the twists and turns in this movie really shine. I loved that the main character thought to use a device for the deaf to help his clients just so they wouldn't be able to know who he was or how many people were helping them.
Wasn't that just magnificent?
I also forgot to mention that this movie had a deaf character in it that the main character did interact with, so that's probably how he got the idea to use the relay service. I loved all of the disguises and the different steps that he took to protect his anonymity, like all the different phones, the locations, the locks, the packaging, the gloves. I mean, they really thought of everything. These little things just make you want to watch the movie again just to see, now that you know the outcome, if they were hinting to it and leaving subtle clues all along. I'm quite impressed with the thought and care that went into this, from the relay service all the way down to the very smart usage of the UPS services. Seriously, 10 out of 10.
The attention to detail is excellent.
Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the full review. So here's your spoiler warning right now.
Spoiler alert.
out.
And let's get into the reasons for the rating. This movie is an R-rated thriller suspense. So let's talk about that.
Drugs and alcohol.
There was some liquor shown. I don't actually think anyone drank any alcohol, but there also was a very chill bar scene where the main character was wrestling whether or not to drink, but he didn't. Also, one character smoked cigarettes.
Language.
The craziest thing about this is that the movie was basically devoid of language all the way up until about 30 minutes from the ending. Then it gathers some traction with 20 F words, 2 S words, 1 B word, 1 Lord's name in vain, and 1 other. Other than that, there was a good bit of finger flipping throughout the movie and 1 semi-obscene gesture.
Time for violence.
Like the language, the violence came with the last 30 minutes of the movie. And even then, it wasn't really a lot compared to most R-rated movies and even some PG-13 movies.
Explain yourself.
A man was stabbed with a shard of glass, but you didn't actually see blood or anything. You didn't see any of that. Then there was a short scene where a man gets tasered and then beat up, and then he manages to slip away using an explosion as a distraction, but nobody gets hurt in the explosion, which then causes a chase scene with guns, where people were shooting the guns, but nobody gets shot. Lastly, the main character gets hit by a car, but not bad enough to do any real damage. He just kind of rolls off the hood, gets back up, and keeps running, although now with a limp. No one dies at the end, but a lot of the characters are seen with some dried blood here and there and some wounds. Seriously, it's nothing bad at all, especially for an R-rated movie.
I can't believe it.
Overall, I give this movie a 7 out of 10. I recommend this movie to anyone who wants to enjoy a very intelligent and suspenseful thriller about a man who helps people in need through the relay service for the deaf. Honestly, it was a very good movie and I wouldn't mind watching it again. And I was glad that I was able to see it through the screen unseen.
Man, that's awesome.
I do hope small towns start getting more consideration for their movie theaters and the movies that are shown in them. Like more indie movies and the non-blockbusters. Because some of these great movies fly on by without people even knowing they exist because of where they live. And that's not fair. So if you have the option and the means, totally go and watch Relay. It was a good movie.
Wrap that up and give it to a child on Christmas, because we're done.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts and what you want to see me review next. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little notification bell so you never miss a review just like this. Also, click right here to check out my most recent review about The Bad Guys 2. If you like movies with awesome details, you gotta check out this review because I get into it, guys. I mean, seriously, check it out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and just remember, right here at Candid Cinema, it's okay to talk, it's okay to text, and I'll see you later. Bye!